your emotions like looking ahead to the weekend? Anything different about this week for you?
No, excited for the opportunity that the team has. We've dug ourselves out of a pretty significant hole. So the fact that we're going into the final weekend with a shot here to get into the playoffs, which seemed far-fetched a couple months ago, is fantastic. I mean, personally, it's it's another game, another opportunity to be out there. The hoopla around it on the personal side is, unwarranted in my opinion, but I'll accept it. I'm grateful for everybody that put it together, but again, the focus is on the game.
Do you have any idea what the pregame ceremony is going to entail? Did they give you any say in that?
No. I've asked to take a back seat on everything.
Zach, when you look back at your career and how MLS has evolved, what are some of the thoughts that come up that you've seen in terms of the league itself? What comes to your mind?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the youth movement we have with the club system now under each of the teams. You can see that starting to be fruitful for many teams, including the Sounders. So I think that's great. That's what's really going to grow the league is getting players who are under a professional system and are excited to play professionally for their hometown clubs.
Zach, it could be your final time playing at home at CenturyLink Field.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts going into that potentially last match?
Yeah, again, it's. I wish I could give you some groundbreaking quote, but there really isn't any, because I never expected to play this long. Every moment I've had to train with the guys and step out on the professional soccer field has been a joy, and I haven't taken that for granted. So to me, it's just any other day. And again, the fact that there's a celebration around me doing my job is a bit bizarre to me, because I'm just doing what's expected of me. And it's been 14 years, but to me, it's just been focusing on one day at a time and making sure that I'm helping the guys, accomplish all of their goals.
Schmetzer giving you any indication if he's going to try to find a way to get you on the field or not?
No, and if he was, I would tell him not to, because that's taking the focus off of what the guys are doing. And I think it's a bit ridiculous, to be honest with you.
Why now? Why not last year, the year before, or next year? Was just time to go for yourself, or something else?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess when I looked at, so I think my entire career has been about just being in Seattle and taking this as far as I could. I never wanted to put my family in a position where I was moving around chasing an opportunity to play in a different city or for one more MLS year. It came down to it, there was just a great opportunity to move on from soccer, one that I thought would set my family up and me up for success for a long time, and I decided that this was it.
Even though the season's not over yet, compared to the many seasons you've had with the Sounders, how does this one compare in terms of the roller coaster of it, the emotions? Is it one of the most eventful, I guess, for you?
Yeah, any time you go through a coaching change, which I had never experienced in my career, it was just, it was a really unfortunate situation. Number one, this is, Ziggy lost his job, and I hated seeing that, and I don't think it was anything he did, because in the end, we weren't producing on the field. So from that standpoint, it was a more eventful season than in years past, and then just not producing like we were on the field was disappointing, because I felt in the locker room we all knew we had the quality to be higher in the table than we were showing. So from that standpoint, yeah, it was a little strange. On the personal side, it was knowing that this was the end really didn't change much. I didn't want any focus to come off of the team and what we were trying to do together. So from that standpoint, I tried to keep it as quiet as possible, and unfortunately, I didn't do a very good job, I guess.
You were signed right before the start of the 2009 season. How fast has this gone by? It's 2016. You take it day to day, you're consummate pro. You can't stand this right now. But how fast has that gone this last 7-8 years?
Yeah, I think it goes very fast. And if there's one thing I can pass on to these young guys, it's kind of taking the same mentality that this is such a unique experience, one that very few people get to have, and especially with a great club like the Sounders, that you really have to cherish the moments and make sure that you're not just doing a job, but you're also really enjoying yourselves. And that's been the biggest joy for me, is that I've loved coming out here and training every single day. I mean, this has been a big highlight of all my days, and the fact that my family has been right there with me throughout all of it is perfect.
Do you stay in the area now, or do you, your next step in life is obviously your family, first and foremost. You always speak of them. What's your next steps here in the next 6 months to a year?
Yeah, I'll definitely be in the area. I mean, Seattle's home at this point.
Going back even farther than 2009, do you remember your first ever game for the Sounders all the way back?
No. Too many headers.
Fair enough.
Yeah.